is this? Look, I told you, I'm sick of your fucking games, okay? Find someone else. Just leave me alone. How the fuck did you get in here?
I wouldn't do that if I were you. Put the phone down. You like when they look at you, don't you? You like to show off like some cheap street whore. Show me. Show me like you show them. Do it! Keep going.
What do you want?
I think you know. Say it.
Can't.
Say it.
Fucking psycho.
And?
It's what I like best about you.
So bring me up to speed.
Vic's name is Virginia Hill. She's a stripper.
Who called it in?
Another peeler by the name of Molly Malone. Hill didn't show for work last night, so Malone comes to see everything's copacetic. Needless to say. Looks like the same guy who's been pulling those home invasions over by the airport.
Except he never killed anybody.
Had to happen sooner or later.
Look at that. Pure Rodeo Drive. If your guy steals things, why leave that?
Oh, we got spooked?
Yeah? And why do you take the time to untie her? Miss Malone, I'm John Doherty. I'm investigating Virginia Hill's murder. I'm sorry about your friend.
Yeah. I still can't believe it.
I understand you two work together. Knew each other pretty well?
No kidding. We were best friends.
So then you would know if there was somebody who would want to do something like this.
But everybody loved Jenny.
No one at the club had given her a hard time?
Nobody.
What about boyfriends?
She was sort of seeing David,
David?
the owner.
Were they having any problems?
Jenny didn't talk much, but I was starting to get the feeling that something weird was going on. God, look, okay, I shouldn't have said anything. Hey, I really need this job, and the last thing I want to do is piss off Mr. Mulholland.
David Mulholland?
Yeah.
You don't say.
What is it?
Life's been good to you, Mulholland. Gonna make that transition all the more difficult.
You mind telling me what this is all about?
I understand you and Virginia Hill were friends.
That's right.
When and where was the last time you saw her?
Now, I believe that's none of your business, Detective.
Just answer the question, Mulholland.
We were together 2 nights ago.
And then?
And then I came home and went to sleep.
Anybody back you up on that?
Yes, Virginia. She'll confirm when I was there and when I left.
Oh, I wouldn't count on that, sport. Virginia was murdered in her home the night before last.
That can't be.
It's pretty good. I almost believe you.
I had no reason to hurt Virginia.
Just like you had no reason to hurt Teresa Saketrian.
I barely knew Teresa.
Yeah, well, her roommate says different. And for some strange reason, I believe her. You fucked up this time, Davy. You left the body.
Get the fuck out of my home.
Oh, no. You get the fuck out. Search warrant, Davy. Well, well, well. Look what I found in your fireplace. Cut yourself shaving?
You know damn well that's not mine.
You're probably right. I bet this blood belongs to Virginia Hill.
You would know the answer to that, Detective.
Cuff him. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will be provided for you. Do you understand these rights?
Very well. Bail is set at $500,000. Court is adjourned.
It's a setup, Harvey.
I wish I could see you through this one, David, but I'm not a trial lawyer. I do know one, though.
Yeah, who is he?
It's a she. Absolutely top drawer. Very effective with juries. She's on her own right now, and she's very selective about the cases she takes on. But you got one big advantage.
Yeah, what's that?
She feels the same way about Detective Doherty.
I take it she's dealt with him before then.
Yeah, she was married to him.
Elliot Greenblatt on 2.
Elliot, 16 hours, no charges.
Yeah, admit it, Elliot. You've got bupkis.
How can a Greenblatt not know what bupkis means? Listen, Elliot, I'm sitting here with a motion for habeas corpus. Now, if you were a mensch, which means nice guy, you would release my client and save me the cost of a messenger. Thank you, Elliot. All right, lunch is on me. Bye.
Lost. Yager painted that in 43, just after he was expelled by the Nazis.
Very impressive. Mr. Mulholland.
Well, not as impressive as your reputation, Miss Doherty. I'm glad you'll be handling my case.
Well, I haven't officially agreed to take the case yet. Brian, do you have a moment? Mr. Mulholland, this is Brian Armstrong.
Hey, how you doing?
If we do decide to take your case, Brian does all my investigative work. I'm going to be blunt, Mr. Mulholland. I am bothered by the fact that you were involved with a girl who worked at one of your clubs. And it may seem like you're using your position to exploit her.
I'm a businessman, Miss Doherty. I own grocery stores, pharmacies. I even own a New Age bookstore.
Do you date the girls that work in those establishments, too?
Well, not the bookstore. I'm single. I enjoy the company of women, particularly beautiful women. But what's important is that you understand I had nothing to do with Virginia Hill's death.
My job is to provide my client with the best possible defense. My personal opinions are irrelevant.
Well, it's relevant to me. I'm not looking for a Johnny Cochran that can get me off by using smoke and mirrors. I need my attorney to believe in my innocence. Now, if you're unable to do so, we're wasting each other's time.
Is your full name David Philip Mulholland?
Yes.
Were you involved in a sexual relationship with Virginia Hill?
What's your gut on this guy?
I don't know. If I had a daughter, I wouldn't want him dating her.
I like that he wants us to believe he's innocent so badly.
So does every inmate on death row. There's a lot of evidence against him.
Yeah, the evidence.
Are you responsible for the death of Virginia Hill?
No.
Hello, John. You been drinking? You always fight better when you're drunk.
I don't drink anymore, and I'm not here to fight. I'm here to talk some sense into you.
You don't have the credentials.
Cute. What is this, Maureen, a vendetta? Are you taking this case to get back at me?
You know better, as much as I'd like to. And by the way, in case you're interested, Mulholland aced the polygraph.
No. He beat the polygraph. I'm telling you, he killed her. Just as sure as he killed Teresa.
Look, John, I know you loved your niece. We both did. But you were never objective. You picked Mulholland as a killer and you never looked back.
Did you know that she told her roommate that he'd like to tie her up and hurt her?
Hearsay, Your Honor. Which you would know if you would have stuck it out.
The problem is I don't like lawyers.
Which is why you would have made a good one. Instead, you had to take the high road and become a bent cop.
Objection, counselor. They never proved that I planted that evidence.
Well, we both know better, don't we, John?
Wife can't testify against her husband.
Ex-wife.
Must be why I stopped drinking.
Fuck you, John. And if I so much as hear the DA whisper Teresa's name in that courtroom, I'll have Mulholland out on a mistrial faster than your head can spin.
You better pray that you don't get him off, because he will kill again. And the blood will be on your hands.
Unfortunately, the cops didn't do their job, so you're going to have to do it. I want you to thoroughly investigate Virginia Hill. Go back to public school if you have to. I want...
The dirt.
And I'm sure there's a sandbox full. Check with the girls she works with. Find out what they know.
I love my work.
Also, check the pawn shops. My client gave some jewelry that's missing.
I'll start at the club. I never know what to tip at these places.
5 at the bar, 20 for private. What, you think I never went to Chippendales? Get out of here.
I really don't see why this is necessary.
It may trigger a memory. You know, something that could help us. So you arrived before Virginia. How'd you get in?
She left a key under the mat.
And where were you when she arrived?
The bedroom. She liked to pretend that I'd break in to rape her. They were just kinky games. Except...
Except what?
But that last night she wanted something more.
Had you ever done anything like that with her before?
No, not like that.
With anyone else?
No. It was Virginia's idea. Look, I know this looks bad. But you asked me what happened. I told you I'm no Boy Scout. But I never did anything that she didn't ask me to, and I certainly never hurt her. She was alive when I left here.
I believe you.
Give it up, y'all. Do it, do it, do it. Yeah. Go.
I bet I know what you're thinking.
What's that?
He's gonna have to pay to find out. Checked all the pawn shops, but there's no trace of Virginia's jewelry anywhere.
So far.
So far. Now for the bad news. I spoke to a friend of mine over at the DA's office. She claims they have a woman who lives next door to Virginia. She saw a man matching Mulholland's description trying to dispose of something.
Can she positively ID him?
That's what my contact says. They don't have any physical evidence, just her statement. Other than that, the only lead I've got, and it's not much, is this woman who used to work with Virginia, Molly Malone.
Oh, she's the one who discovered the body, right?
Yeah. Spoke to her the other night. I think there's something she's not talking about. And whatever it is, it scares her.
Okay, well, stay on her, Brian. Do whatever you have to do.
Have you seen this?
Son of a bitch. You knew about this the whole time, didn't you?
Calm down.
Not a chance. 4 home invasion robberies in 8 months. All single women living alone. And each time the burglar gained access to the home by slashing the screens.
Except this guy didn't kill Virginia Hill.
Did you make any effort at all to establish a link between crimes?
I didn't have to. There were inconsistencies. Besides, it's been in all the papers. Mulholland could have easily staged the murder scene to fit the MO.
That's it, John. You sat on a lead and I'm not gonna let you railroad my client. When I get through with you on the stand, there's not gonna be enough of you left to pin a Purple Heart on. The defense would like a continuance, Your Honor. There have been a rash of crimes committed in the last 8 months that bear distinct resemblance to the murder of Virginia Hill, so we believe it's completely relevant. Furthermore, we believe information has been intentionally withheld from us by the police.
That's a pretty serious allegation, Counselor. Mr. Booth?
Well, it's the first I'm hearing about it, Your Honor. Your Honor, look, I didn't want to bring this up, but the detective in question and Miss Dougherty have recently gone through a rather bitter divorce.
Oh, for Pete's sake, Fred.
Now, wait a minute. I will not have my courtroom used as a personal battlefield. I'll give you 1 extra week. This trial will begin in 2 weeks. And one more thing. Due to the nature of this trial, cameras and spectators are barred from my courtroom.
Thank you, Your Honor. So how did you feel, sir, when you learned of the death of Virginia Hill?
I was devastated. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I was...
Okay, don't look at me. Remember the jury's over there. It's very important that you make eye contact with them.
It seems a little premeditated.
Well, that may be, but they're gonna haul out her mother, who I guarantee you is so well rehearsed she'll outperform Shirley MacLaine. So that jury better believe you.
Why can't we tell them the truth? Why can't I walk into that courtroom and tell them what happened?
You can. What is the truth, David?
The truth is, I didn't feel much of anything.
And?
And it scared me.
Remember that you're on trial for murder, not for being an uncaring lover.
You're not actually going to put me on the stand, are you?
I don't know, I might have to. Circumstantial evidence is very compelling. Unless they find that home invasion guy. Now it's past midnight.
We worked through dinner, huh? Why don't I just check my machine and grab a bite?
No, I think I'll just warm up some pizza or something.
Oh, come on. Where's the kitchen?
You'll be tragically disappointed if you think you're gonna find food in there.
I'll be the judge of that. Where is it? Right, left?
Yeah, right.
Right.
Can you turn water into wine, too?
Nope, just mushroom soup and a turkey tetrazzini.
Where did you learn how to cook like this?
My ex-wife.
Oh, speaking of which, we've searched the world over. It seems like she vanished off the face of the planet.
Oh, I told you, she remarried and moved to Europe. I haven't spoken to her in over 6 years.
You never said why you two split up.
Oh, we just drifted apart. You know how it is.
Yeah.
The thing I don't get is how a terrific woman like you ended up marrying a guy like Doherty.
Actually, when we met, we were both in law school.
That guy was in law school?
Yeah. His parents forced him into it. He wanted to be a cop like his dad.
Was his dad crooked?
Wrote the book on it. Actually, you know, John was determined to be different. And he was for a while. He just got frustrated when the bad guys walked, I guess.
Yeah, so he stacks the deck.
I got out before things got really bad.
Does he still resent you for leaving?
I don't know. I think he's probably pretty relieved that I'm gone.
Anybody that would let you go is a fool.
He surrendered after holding the woman hostage for 3 hours. His name is Robert Nunn.
Same MO.
Right down to the cut screen, but this is where it gets kinky. His PD wants to cop a plea for breaking and entering. Looks like the DA's gonna go for it. I mean, they got him for kidnapping, minimum.
But he's on his third strike. If they take a B&E, he's up for life. Of course. Then they don't have to worry about any information popping up to damage the case against Mulholland. I'm gonna get a sit down with Nunn. You stay with Malone. I want to find out what she's hiding.
I'm on it, boss.
I was hoping you'd stop by.
Why's that? It's only one way to find out. What time do you get off work tonight?
Mr. Nunn, my name's Maureen Doherty. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
About what?
Well, I'm an attorney representing a man charged in the murder of Virginia Hill.
Never heard of her.
Here's a picture.
Nice tits.
Virginia was killed under circumstances that bear more than a passing resemblance to your patterns, Mr. Nunn.
Patterns?
Miss Doherty, you can't possibly expect my client to confess to a murder.
Her windows were slashed and a lot of jewelry was taken. It seems you have quite an affection for jewelry.
If you say another word, Mr. Nunn, I will not be held responsible.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You were caught red-handed. You're on a third strike for mandatory life, aren't you? You sure there's nothing you want to talk to me about?
I didn't kill nobody.
This interview is over. One more word from you, and I will have you up on disciplinary charges.
Hey, lady. You want to be my lawyer? This guy's a fucking moron.
And that's me at 7. Daddy's little girl.
Wow. Cute.
Oh. Okay. You can't see this one.
What?
It's my graduation picture.
Oh,
no
come
way.
on. Give it here. Give it here. Oh. God. Yeah, I can see why you'd want to keep that hidden. Yeah, you were a late bloomer, huh? Here. Oh, who's this?
That's Jenny. She's the girl who was killed.
You miss her a lot?
Yeah. Yeah, we had some great times. At least before David.
What do you mean?
Well, see, David and I, well, we sort of used to see each other. And then he got hot for Jenny, and she and I got in a big fight. And, I mean, we made up, but it was never the same.
Well, I'm glad you're not with him anymore. Paper said he was into some really weird shit.
Not with me. He was always a real gentleman. Just like you.
Then why was Virginia so scared of him?
Why are you always asking me questions about them?
I don't know. I've never been out with anyone before whose friend got killed. The whole thing is intriguing.
You want something intriguing?
Don't mind if I do.
This is Molly. I'm just sitting here. That is none of your business. What? What was it that you said you did for a living? Would he sit here to spy on me?
I said, who was that?
I trusted you! Prick! Get out!
Molly, I don't know who you're protecting, but don't you fucking lie when you get up on that witness stand. Do you understand me?
I said, get the fuck out!
The state calls as its first witness Mr. William Peterson. Mr. Peterson, you are the manager of a strip club called Night Moves, are you not?
That's right.
Mr. Peterson, on the night of February the 21st, did you observe anything unusual about Virginia Hill?
Yes, she had a bruise on her neck.
Did you ask her about it?
Yeah, I asked her what happened, and she said Mulholland had done it to her.
Is that right? Anything else?
Yes, I remember she specifically said that she was scared of Mr. Mulholland and that she was worried that he'd lose it someday and end up killing her.
Objection. Hearsay.
Overruled. I'm going to allow it, but let's move on, Mr. Booth.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Mr. Peterson? How would you describe your relationship with the girls at the club?
We get along okay.
Isn't it true you have a habit of becoming a little too friendly?
That's bull. Everything was always professional, completely professional.
Professional. Is that how you would characterize your relationship with Virginia Hill?
Exactly. Nothing personal.
Don't you find it strange, then, that she would choose to share with you the details of her relationship with Mr. Mulholland?
Objection, Your Honor. Calls for speculation.
Sustained.
Withdraw the question. Isn't it also true, Mr. Peterson, that shortly before Virginia Hill's murder, my client threatened to remove you from your job?
He might have said something.
Didn't one of the women at the club come to Mr. Mulholland complaining about you, making advances, and threaten to sue for sexual harassment?
I never made any advances on her. I am a happy married man.
Yes or no, Mr. Peterson? Did one of your employees come to Mr. Mulholland complaining about you making sexual advances?
Yes. But she was a lying bitch.
No further questions. Hello?
Are you Mulholland's lawyer?
Yes, speaking. Ma'am, are you all right? Is there something you want to tell me?
I'm sorry, I should never have called.
Hello? Don't hang up.
Why would I hang up? I'm just calling to see if you got the painting.
Yes, well, it's spectacular. And no, I can't accept it.
I'll tell you what, don't charge me for this phone call and we'll call it even.
It's way too extravagant, David.
Well, extravagance is relative. I just wanted to show you how much I appreciate what you're doing.
Well, you know, I am being paid for what I'm doing.
Yeah, but you can't pay someone to believe in you. But there is a catch.
Oh, yes, I thought so. What is it?
When we win, you let me take you to dinner.
You know what? Let's win first, and then we'll talk about it, okay?
Okay? I'll see you in the morning.
Thank you.
Ginny said that she needed to spend some time alone and that she would call me later. And then she left. And that's the last time I ever saw her alive.
Your witness.
Miss Malone, on the night that Virginia Hill died, did she call you on the telephone?
No.
You realize, of course, that you're still under oath?
Look, she didn't call me, okay?
You know that if it's found that you've perjured yourself, you'll face criminal charges.
Objection. Defense is unnecessarily badgering the witness.
Sustained.
Miss Malone, you had a sexual relationship with Mr. Mulholland, didn't you?
Yes.
Did Mr. Mulholland ever harm you in any way?
No.
Did he ever ask you if he could tie you up, or did he tie you up?
Never.
Thank you. No more questions. Hi. Come on in. What you got?
Roger Nunn's rap sheet. The DA finally got around to sending it over. Don't bother. Nunn was in jail the night Virginia Hill was killed. He was picked up on March 12th on a bench warrant for an outstanding speeding ticket, where he stayed until he finally made bail on the 20th.
Damn. Hey, don't you quit on me now. I need you. We're gonna win this thing. You'll see. Hello?
Mrs. Doherty,
Yes.
I phoned you the other night.
Yes, hi, of course. I was afraid you wouldn't call back.
I have some information, but I don't know what to do.
Well, listen, why don't we meet?
I can't do this. I'm sorry, I just can't.
No, wait. Don't... Mrs. Peterson, I'm Maureen Doherty. I think you called me. Is there something you wanted to talk about?
You have the wrong person. I don't know what you're talking about.
Look, Mrs. Peterson, I know it was you.
Claire, who the hell is it?
It's just Girl Scouts selling cookies.
Well, tell him to get the fuck out of here. Make me some breakfast.
It was a mistake. I can't talk to you. Please go.
Look, wait. If you change your mind, here's my card. Please, it's important.
So one of the forensic guys called me over to the fireplace.
That's what he showed you?
It is?
Would you please describe it to the court?
It's a piece of light blue fabric with blood that we've confirmed belongs to the victim, Virginia Hill.
Your witness.
Detective Doherty, did you know Mr. Mulholland prior to this case?
I did.
And did you have a low opinion of him?
Yes, and for good reason.
I wasn't asking for your reasons, Detective. Merely trying to establish that you had a preformed opinion of the man. You claimed you were never alone at Mr. Mulholland's residence, is that correct?
That's right.
And on the day in question, did you arrive prior to the other officers?
It's possible.
And was Mr. Mulholland out by the pool at that time?
I wouldn't know. His maid told me to wait in the foyer while she went to get him.
Well, now I'm confused, Detective. Because you said you were never alone at the house, isn't that right?
I was alone for a couple seconds.
Uh-huh. Long enough to plant evidence, Detective.
Your Honor, may we have a sidebar?
Approach.
Your Honor, counsel is attempting to impugn solid evidence with unsubstantiated innuendo to discredit an outstanding officer. It's disgraceful.
Your Honor, if you allow me to pursue the current line of questioning, it will become apparent that the veracity of the evidence is doubtful at best.
I'm going to allow it, but you're on a very short lease, Miss Doherty.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Detective Doherty, have you ever been accused of falsifying or planting evidence?
I was cleared.
Isn't it true that the charges were dropped as a result of a plea bargain?
Your Honor, I strongly object. Detective Dougherty is not on trial here.
Maybe he should be.
Strike that last statement from the record. And, Counselor, another remark like that and I'll cite you with contempt.
Sorry, Your Honor. Detective Doherty, are you aware that Mr. Mulholland's maid stated in her affidavit that she cleaned the fireplace a day before you arrived with your search warrant?
Yes.
Then isn't it true that you found the evidence at Virginia Hill's home and later planted it at the home of Mr. Mulholland?
That is absolutely not true. I thought this wasn't personal.
I warned you, John, if you started playing games with me, I would crucify you.
You know damn well that I told you about that plea bargain as a husband to his wife. You crossed the line, Maureen.
Oh, I'm surprised you even know where the line is.
I thought you were better than me.
Hello?
Hey, it's me. You rushed up today.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I had some things to take care of.
Well, let me take you to dinner.
Oh, thanks, but it's late, and by the time you get here...
Open the door.
Sorry, what?
Just hang up your phone and open the door.
Hang up the phone. Okay.
Hello.
Come on in.
I thought you might need a little cheering up.
That's very sweet. Thank you. Can I interest you in a very, very dry martini?
Oh, yes. And when you mean by very, very dry, you're talking about opening the vermouth bottle and just waving it over the gin?
Well, I was thinking more in terms of pouring a few drops of vermouth in the humidifier and setting it on low.
That sounds even better.
Was I that obvious?
Not really. I don't even think the DA noticed.
Well, Fred Booth has a sensitivity of seedless grapes.
Yes.
There you go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Excellent. Oh.
I guess I did let my emotions rule the day today.
Maureen, you were married to the guy. You're gonna have a residue of emotions, good or bad.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You play?
Enough to be critically panned.
Me too. Oh, you even use the pedal. That's good. Not bad.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
I don't think we should mix emotions in martinis today. You better go, David.
The people call Celeste Page.
I object, Your Honor. This witness does not appear on the roster, and we've had no time to prepare.
Miss Page was included in our discovery material. However, we were unaware of her whereabouts until she contacted our office yesterday afternoon.
And you're certain her testimony is relevant?
Absolutely.
Your Honor, I must object. We've had no time to prepare for this witness.
Overruled, Miss Doherty.
How long were you married to the defendant, Miss Page?
3 years.
And could you give us a brief overview of those 3 years?
Well, in the beginning, it was wonderful. David was, or seemed to be, the perfect man. But eventually I realized he was masking something.
Masking what exactly?
Well, he started bringing home this smut, women bound and gagged. It was disgusting. Their breasts and vaginas pierced. He asked me if I would let him tie me up. I agreed to try it, but soon that's all he wanted to do.
What happened then?
He became violent. He would hurt me, and he'd get this look in his eyes.
What kind of look?
I can't even describe it. It was deranged, crazy. And I knew that if I didn't get out of there, something terrible was going to happen.
I am sorry we had to make you relive such an awful experience, Miss Page. Your witness.
Miss Page, do you feel vindictive towards your ex-husband?
It's hard not to feel vindictive towards someone who abuses you.
Was he ever, say, laid an alimony?
I didn't ask for alimony. I didn't want him to know where I was. I didn't want him anywhere near me.
No more questions.
said it yourself. She's vindictive.
She didn't sound vindictive to me, David. She sounded injured. Virginia didn't ask you to tie her up on that bed. It was the other way around.
It's not true.
Don't lie to me, David.
You know I haven't lied to you.
Oh, anybody can beat a polygraph, David. All it takes is lack of conscience.
Look, Maureen, Celeste has ulterior motives.
Please, David.
I haven't candy-coated the truth, no matter how bad it makes me look. Now, I need you on my side.
I'm your defense attorney. I have to be on your side.
I want more than that.
I hope you're this convincing on the stand, David. Because after today's testimony, that's the only chance we've got.
Shouldn't leave your door unlocked. A lot of maniacs running around.
And one of them is standing right in front of me.
It's not a very nice thing to say to someone who's trying to help you.
Yeah, right.
So what was so important that you had to see me?
I'm scared. I want out.
You want out? That sick fuck tortured and murdered your friend. You want him to get away with that? Is that what you want?
You know that's not what I want. But what if they find out?
The only way they will find out is if you tell them. Just keep your mouth shut and you'll be home free. Look, Molly, why don't you get lost for a couple weeks? Go to Hawaii till this thing blows over.
Yeah, I'll just go down to the bank and take out a loan.
Well, how much do you charge your clientele?
I don't do that anymore. Thanks to you.
It's too bad. I was thinking of making a contribution to the Molly Malone Deserves a Trip to Hawaii fund. How does that sound?
How much were you gonna give? I don't do that.
No, you forget, honey. I know everything you do.
It was nearly 2 a.m. when I left. I drove straight home and went to bed.
Mr. Mulholland, are you responsible for the death of Virginia Hill?
No, absolutely not.
Thank you. No further questions.
Your witness, Mr. Booth.
Now, Mr. Mulholland, do you frequent adult bookstores?
Well, I've been known to visit them on occasion, certainly.
And have you made purchases there?
On occasion.
Sadomasochistic material?
It's possible.
Now, what if I told you that a cashier at one of these establishments claims that you purchase exclusively sadomasochistic material?
Objection. Your Honor, there's been no mention of this alleged cashier in any other testimony.
Your Honor, he will appear on redirect.
If he does appear on redirect, then the testimony will stand. Otherwise, it'll be stricken from the record.
By then, the damage will already have been done, Your Honor.
I said overruled, Miss Doherty.
Answer the question, Mr. Mulholland. Would this cashier be lying if he says that you have an exclusive interest in sadomasochistic material?
Yes, he would.
And other customers, would they be lying too?
Yes.
we go.
I never should have put him on the stand.
Well, you didn't have a choice. His ex-wife's testimony skewered you.
This isn't good, Bri. Just not good.
Just not an option.
As it stands, David, I can't see the jury not coming back with a guilty verdict. You could go to the gas chamber. You have to at least consider a plea bargain.
No. I won't admit to a crime I didn't do.
I have nothing to fight them with, David.
How about the truth? You have to find out where they're hiding it.
Going somewhere?
Ms. Malone, I'll remind you that you're still under oath.
Miss Malone, when we spoke last, you stated that the last time you spoke with Virginia Hill was on the night she died at the club. Is that true?
No. She called me that night at about 2 in the morning.
And what did she say?
She wanted to know if I would work a shift for her at the club.
Is there anything else about the phone call you remember?
I heard Ginny talking to someone. To a guy.
And was that guy Mr. Mulholland?
I don't think so.
Why don't you think so?
Because I heard him ask her if she was talking to Mulholland, and she said no, she was talking to me.
Did you tell this to the police?
Yes, I did.
And who did you talk to there?
To Detective Doherty. I told him, and he said that I must be mistaken, and I told him that I wasn't. And then he said that I didn't give a shit about Ginny, because I was just helping her kill her.
And did Mr. Doherty say who he thought the killer was?
Yeah. He said that David Mulholland killed her and that he had proof.
So you lied under oath because Detective Doherty told you Mulholland was the killer?
No. I just lied because I was afraid.
Afraid of what?
A couple of years ago, I skipped bail in Texas. And when Doherty was questioning me, he had an arrest warrant with my name on it conveniently sitting on his desk.
So you believed Detective Doherty, one of our illustrious LAPD, would arrest you if you didn't lie?
Yes, that is exactly what I believed.
Thank you, Miss Malone. No more questions. Your witness.
Miss Malone, did you not tell Detective Doherty that you had been drinking quite heavily that evening?
I told him that I had some champagne.
I believe you told Detective Doherty that you had 8 glasses. So it would be fair to say that you were inebriated.
I know what I heard.
Is that right? You had 8 drinks. 8 drinks, and you claim to know what you heard.
Objection, Your Honor. Badgering the witness.
Sustained. Caution, Mr. Booth.
Miss Malone, did Detective Doherty actually threaten you with arrest?
No, but he had the...
Yes or no?
No.
And he didn't ask you to lie either, did he? All he suggested was that you be absolutely sure that the testimony you gave was the truth and not some drunken recollection.
Your Honor, now he's testifying for the witness.
Sustained.
Withdrawn. No further questions.
Court is adjourned till 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Hi, I came as soon as you called.
God forgive me.
That's great. Thank you, Claire. So, Mrs. Peterson, what did you find when you were going through your husband's things?
A check written to Virginia Hill for $5,000.
Is this the check?
Yes.
Did you ask your husband about it?
Yes, I did. Well, at first he said he'd borrowed some money from Virginia and he'd repaid her. But then eventually he admitted she'd caught him skimming from the club.
That's a goddamn lie! You're dead!
Bailiff,
That's a goddamn
remove that man from
lie!
this courtroom.
You're dead, Claire. You're dead! Don't you come home!
You may proceed, Miss Doherty.
So, Virginia Hill was blackmailing your husband, is that right?
He said she was, sleeping with the boss and it would be very easy to get him fired. Maybe even prosecuted.
And they settled the matter for $5,000?
No. 2 days before she was killed, he said she asked for more.
On the night Virginia Hill was murdered, what time did your husband arrive home?
He was late. It was already starting to get light out.
Mr. Peterson, where were you the night Virginia Hill was murdered?
I was at the club doing the books.
Was there anyone there to see you do the books?
No.
Isn't it true that at about 2 in the morning, you went to visit Virginia Hill to make yet another payment?
I never made no payment in the first place.
Is this your signature on the check?
Someone could have forged that.
And is this Virginia's signature on the back? Someone forged that too? You don't like Mr. Mulholland very much, do you, Mr. Peterson?
No, I don't.
So you waited until just after he left the club to kill Virginia, knowing he would be the prime suspect.
Your Honor, she's putting words in the witness's mouth. He's already denied these outrageous charges.
Sustained.
You haven't told us everything about your relationship with Virginia Hill, have you?
I told you everything.
You also told us that you were a happily married man.
I was.
Then why would your wife sacrifice her very happy marriage to come and testify for us today?
Maybe she's fucking Mulholland.
Are you angry enough to kill right now, Mr. Peterson?
Your Honor, I cannot sit back and allow this line of questioning.
No more questions.
Your witness, Mr. Booth.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You know, I thought Booth was gonna pop an artery whenever Molly testified about your ex. Oh, you know, and speaking of which, the word is, Doherty was suspended today.
Well, I guess it's just as well.
Yeah. I better run. It's a school night.
Aw. I'll walk you out.
All right.
Nice job.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Am I too late?
Well, you missed some champagne.
No. You don't think all this is a little too premature, do you?
No, the case is blown to hell. They'll never get a conviction now.
Well, I promised you a victory dinner.
And I said, we'll see. I'm pretty sure everything's closed.
Oh, I anticipated that. Food, drink, ambiance.
Wow. Very smooth.
Good.
Give it a shot.
So you really think that Peterson did it?
Means, motive, opportunity?
Yeah. I owe you so much.
You don't owe me. I did what you paid me to do.
Well, I'd like to believe that it was a little more than that.
I don't think this is such a good idea.
You're probably right.
Nice day for it. Oops.
Your keys?
You have to take me with you.
I would, but I don't think the judge would appreciate it as much as I would. I'll see you in court, counselor.
I know you forgot. John, what are you doing here?
I came by to see if you're okay.
Of course I'm okay. Why?
Peterson's flown the coop. His wife said that he threatened to kill you and her both.
Well, from what I understand, John, that's no longer a concern of yours.
Yeah, thanks to you.
Nice to see you, John. Don't let the door hit you.
Wait. Maureen. Please. 2 minutes, for old time's sake.
All right. Come in.
I can't believe you still have this thing. God, we bought that on our first anniversary. That stupid canoe trip we took. Remember I got totally lost? You gave me so much shit. Said only a genius could get lost on a one-way river with no turns. You remember that, Mo?
I remember.
Yeah, well, guess what? It's not that hard after all.
John, sometimes you just have to get the hell out of the water and walk back.
But I was so sure.
That doesn't make any difference. Even if you were right, what you did turned you into the thing you hated the most.
So you hate me, Mo? Is that it?
I don't hate you, John. I never hated you. It's just that you stopped being a man I respected. Hello. Oh, that's great. Okay, here in 1 hour. All right, bye.
All right, well, I guess I'll let you get back to whatever it was you were doing.
John, one thing before you go. Did you plant that evidence at David's house?
Like I said, I was so sure.
So, what do you want?
All charges dropped with prejudice.
I can't do it. The press will crucify me. Without prejudice, your guy walks.
Only until you guys manufacture new evidence. With prejudice or no deal.
It's no deal, then.
Who are you trying to kid, Fred? You know you've got an election coming up in November.
How did you know he'd fold?
Oh, I didn't. It was a complete bluff, I swear. Oh, thank God for a good deodorant.
So, did you call Mulholland with the good news?
No. I thought I'd like to deliver this news in person.
Mm-hmm.
John, it's Maureen. John, could you please call me as soon as you get this message? So help me God, John, I really think I screwed up this time. Please call me back as soon as you can. Thanks. Hello.
Hi. Why'd you drive off so quickly?
Why do you think?
Maureen, I can explain that. Mrs. Peterson came to me because her husband threatened to kill her. She needed some money till he was caught.
Well, how do I know you didn't pay her to forge that check? Did you seduce her too, David?
You used to believe me.
Well, I might again. As soon as I take that check to an expert, and if it's forged, David, I will personally make sure that that case is reopened. Do you hear me? Hello.
Please, Maureen, I don't want to lose you. Now, I need to convince you I am telling you the truth. I'm coming over to explain.
No, I do not want you over here, David. David!
You don't want to do this, Maureen.
Get out of my way, David.
I need that check. Open the door, Maureen! Open the door! Oh. It's the last thing in the world I wanted to do, Maureen. It's the last thing. Just give me the check. Give me the check! Ah!
Are you okay, honey?
That stupid bitch. She's just like the other two.
Oh my God. So that's all planned from the beginning? Molly's changing testimony, Claire's new evidence, all planned?
And I should get an Academy Award for pretending to believe that line of dribble that your buddy Armstrong was dishing out. Practically had to send him a telegram to catch me with your ex.
Yeah, honey, but we could have done it without you, Maureen. I mean, your sincere belief in my innocence. That could have put him over the top.
Don't believe him, Molly. He's just using you. And when he's finished with you, you'll end up like all the rest.
You're wrong. David and I love each other.
What about Virginia?
He never loved her. She just tried to break us up with her lies. And she got what she deserved. Just like you're gonna get.
Girls, please. Can't we all get along? No, I want to watch you die. You look a little scared, baby.
David.
What?
David, they're gonna know it's you.
No. Peterson. You see, Peterson threatened to kill you, but at least that's what I paid Mrs. Peterson to say. Keep your eyes open. Huh? Keep your eyes open. Come on, keep your eyes open. Hi, John. What's up, baby? What you do, John? Huh?
What I should have done a long time ago. not gonna let him kill again.